am I resentful? There's often like, fear it's gonna hurt.
Alright, how are you doing, everybody? It's been a while. It's been a while since I did a video. Been almost 2 weeks. I was going to do some stuff last week, but I unexpectedly had house guests. So yeah, I got several stuff to talk about, and the goddamn camera is at angle. Don't have to worry about that too much anymore. I have gotten. Now we're just going. I had this tripod for almost 20 years now, and anyways, I got another small one. And I kind of rearranged some stuff in here. So hopefully, I got a small one. Maybe when finally get something right here, I can get my desk here I can work on, and yeah. So Megadeth. I think there was a reason why I had it in there. Put it in there. Anywho, so many shit, so like a little time, as they all say. Well, let's just pick up something off the list. Let's go with. So I mentioned before it's speed dating. No, that's kind of off the table now. It was supposed to happen tomorrow, but however, due to low attendance, people wanting to do this, it's no longer going to do that. So it's off the table. I had fun the last time, but kind of thinking of this, it's been almost 2 years since I have went on a date, and I don't know, this kind of, it's one of those things where you want to get back into the game, but however, nobody wants to play for you, so to speak. And it's one of the also things that, hey, maybe you should just on the weekends go somewhere. Yeah, I never know anymore when I'm going to be here, I'm going to be up north. It's just always chaotic, For a single guy in 40s, man, never know what's going on. And that sucks. And I want to date, but unfortunately, everybody's paired off, and I guess I don't get to find somebody special like that. So yeah, so I guess eventually this place will have some kind of other speed dating event, maybe a month or two. Kind of hoping they would do something on Halloween to be a good, night out, single mingle Halloween night at the pubbery. So I don't know, maybe throw that idea to them. Maybe they do that. Been watching a lot of Miami Vice. I got it on DVD and been watching on Tubi, and been watching like a lot of third and fourth season stuff. So this one episode, this is a home run episode. So they had Victoria Cartwright, and Victoria Cartwright was on the movie Aliens. She played Lambert. She was the other woman to Sigourney Weaver. She was Madam in this episode, and this is made in the mid-80s, so around the time Cindy Lauper was making Girls Will Have Fun, Captain Lou Albano was in that video, and guess what? He was in this episode with another WWF wrestler, Atuv, one of those Samoan wrestlers. But the cream of all, George Takei was a bad guy in this. He was like a, this mobster hitman, and he had wrestlers as bodyguards. It's kind of like mind blowing. And then like the next episode had, oh god, there was one episode had James Tolkien, Back to the Future. He was Strickland. He was in, the He-Man movie in the 80s. He was in. He was the CEO on Top Gun. He was telling Maverick Goose, and he screwed up this much. He flying a cargo ship full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. That guy, the bald guy, Strickland. Didn't think I ever had hair. Of course, I think one of my favorites of his when he showed up on Problem Child 2. Then recently I watched him, but yeah, it was a good episode. Then watched another episode last week. A young Chris Rock, like literally like his first stuff. Way before Saturday Night Live, way before that Damon Wayans movie when he was Cheap Pete. The episode had him and the Godfather, so James Brown. I mean. Then the next episode had more stars. This, cream of the crop episodes of Miami Vice in this third and fourth season. So I've been watching a lot of that stuff, and it's like, oh, that guy, oh shit, he's in this. All these stars. I haven't got to like stuff in the fifth season, but it's like third and fourth season. It's like it's either coming up or going down, or you're just right in the middle of, being a major Hollywood star. So TLC has a new program coming. Double Lives of Suburban Wives. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because they're swingers. And one of them lives down the road in St. Louis. And I had to be a very big fan of the couple who's going to be on the show. It's like, oh, that's cool. This weird thing. Erica and Drew. Swing. And it's kind of weird to know somebody you've been following online, and they got a really sweetheart reality show out of it. And it's, yeah, apparently the Swing couple, they're very well off. I guess they've always been swingers. They're about 38, 37, respectively. And like literally since they've been dating, they've been swinging. And ever since, that adult Patreon website has come around, and they made a good living. Apparently from the commercials, Erica is a nurse, which by the way is the good looking nurse I have ever seen. And Drew, I guess, I'm assuming he does some financial shit. Now, they do have a podcast on YouTube. And, every Tuesday, every once in a while I'll watch it, not religiously, but it's a show. It's, they talk about swinging, talk about couples, talking about the industry, this and that. It's a show. It's in and out of having a swing lifestyle. Excuse me. So, and Erica, it's funny because I reactivated Tinder in the last several months, and depending on where I'm out in town, I can actually reach St. Louis, and she has popped up on my feed a couple of times. It's kind of like, do I swipe right? I know who she is. I know. I know who she is. It's always a chance of swiping right, but it's also the thing of I'm 100 miles from St. Louis. I don't know how. I've been driving for 20 years, 20 plus years, and I don't know how to drive in St. Louis. How am I going to get to Chesterfield or St. Charles or whatever I can without going through St. Louis? I could probably go, take the long way to Hannibal, Quincy, Hannibal, and down. If that was the case, I'll probably meet the Cougar. But still, it's a long way around. And there's no bridge, there's nothing to bypass going through 240 like that. So it's always like whenever she popped up on my Tinder, it's kind of like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I would love to, but I just can't do it. But at least she does something. They do the responsible thing of, how many, when they get tested around, so how many people you slept with this month? Okay, you pull out that phone, this guy, this guy, this guy. So, 7, 8, yeah. That'll be interesting to watch when it comes on either. That's probably a good way to sign up for Discovery again. Discovery Plus to watch that, but I have to wait till all of it comes out. So, yeah. So I got that. Although, kind of hoping it just goes straight to Hulu. I got Hulu again. King of the Hill dropped season 15 the other day, and out of the 10 episodes, I enjoyed 8. Not all seasons are going to have a home run, but I enjoyed this season. It's kind of night and day from season 14 to season 15, because I guess to make sense as the title of the first season episode, episode 15, season 15 of the first episode, a hard launch, and 14 was that a little soft launch, give a little taste. It's been X amount of years since we saw the Hill family. Bobby's all grown up. Connie's all grown up. Where are they now? They're all grown up. Where are they now? And so a lot of issues have resolved, especially now Bobby and Connie are officially on Autumn as adults. That's nice. John Redcorn and Nancy are officially done. I guess they were on again, but I guess due to the voice actor getting killed, they kind of had to write John Redcorn off as a character. But at least last episode we got to find out why Hank left Strickland propane for Saudi Arabia, and it's a doozy of a story. Now, where was I? Goddamn family drama. Sorry. Any more interruptions? Any more? Stella, please help me, baby. Can't help. So, of course, like I said, there's some episodes that are good, some episodes are bad. There's, and I gotta say, good, at least 8 out of 10 episodes are pretty good. Not a big fan of the episode where Bobby goes on King of the Grill or Boomhauer's stepson storyline. Not really a fan of that episode. There is one episode. So, those who are not King of the Hill watchers. So Bill is part of the Alley Boys. Alley Boys being Hank, Dale, and Boomhauer. And Bill is divorced. He's bald, fat, middle-aged. Sounds familiar, right? Except for being divorced, huh? So he's married back in the day. He was a big high school football star. The Bulldozer. In fact, he's right there. Crippled depression, yada yada yada, and Con, the neighbor, has moved in, but so it's the anniversary of his ex-wife leaving him, and so the boys gather a project for the dude to take his mind off the day. But instead it goes, oh yeah, I'm in therapy. I'm in this thing called cuddle therapy. It actually has in two points I was actually thinking, writing down before the episode dropped. Cuddle therapy actually is something real, and it's just people you can pay people $80 between $80 and $300 to, hug and hold hands and release endorphins. Okay, a scam maybe, sounds like, but it's like a real thing. It's like a real therapeutic thing, and yeah, it's weird that you can get paid for being just hugging somebody, make them feel good. Usually they're called prostitutes, but I guess everything's just a racket anymore, huh? And I'm thinking of, it's, and I had to also think about, touch depression, I believe it's called, or just not being like going like periods of time of being touch deprived. I know it sounds dirty, but I think it's kind of like my alley. It's like, yeah, it's been a while since somebody hugged me, somebody hold my hand. It'll release those endorphins, and it's kind of like, yeah, I am. What's the actual meaning? Because I know I had a YouTube video saved, but it's this the emotionally idea of not getting fiercely all your stimulant in your brain. And I can feel that because it's been a while since somebody hold my hand who, okay, touch starved. I mean, if I was somebody who was touch starved, I'd be super skinny. So.
Filled with screens and virtual interactions, it's not uncommon for people to feel a deep longing for physical touch. Human beings are social creatures, and physical contact plays a vital role in our overall well-being.
I understand if I was a better editor and YouTuber, I would slice the video in, but I'm not. Deal with it.
Being touch-starved can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional health, often leading to feelings of loneliness, sadness, and even physical ailments.
Okay, I've been there, done that. I was like that the other night, but yeah.
But how can you tell if someone is touch-starved? Let's explore some signs that may indicate a person is lacking the touch they deeply crave. 1. Persistent yearning for physical contact.
Yes. It would be nice to get a hug once in a while.
One of the most apparent signs of touch starvation is when individuals constantly express their desire for physical touch. They may talk about it frequently, express longing for a hug or a reassuring hand on their shoulder, or even seek out non-romantic physical connections like platonic cuddling or hand-holding.
Yeah, like I said, apparently this is a real thing you can go to therapy for.
Their yearning for touch is a constant presence in their conversations and thoughts. 2. Increased.
I get that because it's like, seeing a couple loving each other, it's like, why not me? Why not Joe?
Sensitivity to touch. Individuals who are touch-starved often become hyper-aware and sensitive to any physical contact they do receive. They may
Maybe? I don't know.
react more strongly to even minor and unintentional touches, such as a brush against their arm. Sensitive individuals may also seek out touch more frequently and can become overly emotional when they do receive it. Sure.
I guess. I mean, when they hug, are they going to bawl like a baby?
Every moment of connection. 3. Emotional or physical discomfort. When someone experiences a prolonged lack of touch, it can lead to emotional and physical discomfort. A touch-starved person may experience more intense feelings of loneliness, depression, or anxiety.
I can see that because, physical elements, lately, it's been, lay in bed trying to sleep, it's kind of hard to, in my back and stuff. That could be just be a shitty bed, but yeah, there is, especially in the winter time, yeah, I get a little depressed and sadness. I guess I know everybody goes through that, but it's also certain times of the year in the summer.
They may find it difficult to regulate their emotions or struggle with feelings of isolation and
Although, yeah, I had that before, and it's one of those things. I just kind of grew out. People say that 2020 during the lockdown was like the most hardest thing of the isolation. No, it was actually kind of nice, in a way, But again, then again, I had a lot of practice being by myself, so I was so around me all the time. So being cooped up in the house for a couple of months and not working, yeah. I mean, yeah. But also, I was just kind of feeling that way after the breakup, too. Withdrawal and isolated, shit like that. So yeah.
In some cases, physical symptoms like muscle tension and increased stress levels may also arise.
Going to work, just yelling at your co-workers for no reason, yelling at the help for no reason, just yelling profanity for no reason. Although I do it's kind of nice living on your own when you can just yell cuss words by yourself.
4. Craving non-sexual physical affection. It's important to note that touch starvation isn't solely about romantic or sexual desires. When someone is touch starved, they may crave non-sexual physical affection as a means of connection and comfort. They may desire simple gestures like holding hands, hugging, or receiving a gentle pat on the back. These forms of touch are essential for creating a sense of connection and belongingness. 5. Seeking out surrogate objects or activities. To cope with their...
Now this is probably dead to rights I am guilty of.
Touch deprivation. Individuals who are touch-starved may seek out surrogate objects or activities that provide physical sensations. This could involve owning numerous stuffed animals or soft blankets, engaging in activity.
Although a nice soft blanket goes a long way in relaxing. Yeah, I like a nice soft pillow to cling to because, well, I don't have anybody. Yeah.
That generate physical touch-like experiences, such as getting regular massages or participating in physical contact sports, or finding solace in activities that offers...
Oh no, I don't like moving around.
Sensory stimulation, like taking warm baths or petting animals. 6. Inability to establish personal boundaries. A touch-starved person might struggle with setting clear personal boundaries when it comes to touch. They may find it challenging to say no or ask for a specific type of touch.
Although this could be just autism. I don't know. No comment.
Fearing it may lead to rejection or judgment. Instead, they may allow others to invade their personal space more than they desire, often leading to discomfort and further feelings of isolation. 7. Physical symptoms and health issues. Long-term touch deprivation can have physical consequences on the body. Individuals who lack regular physical contact may experience increased levels of stress, leading to a weakened immune system and a higher susceptibility to illnesses. It can also manifest as muscle tension, headaches, and difficulties with sleep patterns. 8. Changes in behavior and mood.
Change their behavior and mood, like mood swings, or going to work and just yelling for no reason, like I said before, or just being angry at the world.
Starved individuals may exhibit changes in their behavior and mood. They might become more withdrawn, struggling to engage socially or express themselves emotionally. They may appear sad, irritable, or emotionally fragile, finding it challenging
To be fair, around March and April at my job, when you're sad, irritated, and irritable, comes with the job. It's you're around people all the time that some you like, some you don't like, some you just wish they would shut the fuck up. And yeah, it's a stressful But I guess that's a problem with isolation, You're not used to people, just kind of constantly nagging or them laughing so loud that you can hear them across the building. Not like I'm pointing out names or nothing.
connect with others on a deep level. Over time, this lack of touch can significantly impact their overall quality of life. Recognizing the signs of touch starvation is crucial to understanding the needs of those around us. If you suspect someone in your life may be touch starved.
Alright. That's enough with touch starvation. Pick up this for the jacket. So, the Bowder jacket has kind of like a centerpiece. So... a back patch in a way. A lot of see online is Iron Maiden, and I was like, I want something different. I want something, I don't want Metallica, I don't want Iron Maiden, I want something different. So, Public is one of the sites I like, frankly, and I was like, okay, guess for a reference, in Wayne's World and Cassandra's Loft, there's a poster of Pet Cemetery movie poster from the A2 or A2 89 film. So I'm gonna have that stitched back along with another horror movie. It's kind of like the Romeo and Juliet of horror. It's the Return of the Living Dead Part 3. Let's double check. And it's Julia. She turns into a zombie, surprisingly. Hence the title of the movie. So I'm gonna probably watch. Kind of conflicting. Do I really want to watch that? Even though I'm just gonna cut it up. But yeah, I can. Got my new little sewing machine. Gonna get that stitched back there. It's small enough. It's a toddler 2. I could probably stick like maybe 2 or 4 more back there. So got that going for me right now. And I know kind of going long than usual. I was interrupted constantly. Anyways, so little health update. I went to the doctor. Overall, pretty good. I maintained my weight. Actually lost maybe a 0.6 pounds. Not really good, not really bad. Just I actually maintained my weight. I really disciplined myself. I really gave in. It's 1 soda a day. And the rest was water. Every time again, I did fall off the wagon, so to speak. And like the other day, I was at a friend's birthday party. I was at their bar. It was staring. There's 2 liters of soda. This one, like, fuck, I want that so bad. I was so dying to want it. It's the craving. It's still there, and the craving sucks. And it's worse when you just want to see a 2-liter soda, you just want to rip the thing off and go chug, chug, chug. Yeah. Chug, chug, chug. Like a choo-choo train. And, it sucks. I would love to just gorge myself like that, but, and everything else, blood work's gone. It's good. My liver was a little fatty last time I was in there, and literally I drank all this, reduced all of my soda intake, cut it by 50%. It was a 42 in April, and I got it down to a 27, 25, somewhere in there. It was like almost half. It had to be 25 because it's almost out. I was like, wow. And this constantly just really, especially in the last 2 weeks or so, and just drinking water. Lots of water. Not even zero sugar lemonade, just lots of water. Like I said, I did have my 1 soda a day, just that, it's kind of like, I had that 1 drink to fight out the shakes. But, and yeah, I'm going to actually take that next step and go on a weight loss pill. And right now, who knows in a year from now. Today is what, July 22nd? July 22nd, 24th? I'm doing the pill, not the injection. And pill will take longer, but who knows? And a year, I'll be down maybe 50 pounds, maybe 75 pounds. A little bit not as fat. And I kind of noticed this the other day. I was laying in bed. I had a clip of Sopranos on, and James Gandolfini, right when he died at 51, which I'm staring down the bullet behind the 8 ball of, you can literally hear in this clip of And literally also when I go back and edit this stuff, I can hear myself breathing, and I'm really hoping to, this wonder pill that science made, actually decreases my weight. I'm kind of, the doctor didn't say, hey, what's your goal? Now, give me a number. Need a number. Me, I would say right now 250. Right now, I'm weighing at 316. What? And right now 250, and a person my size should be about 175, which right now is my target goal maybe for in the next year is 250. Probably won't get there, get close, but it's something. It's it's not hear me wheezing. It's not just like that. I don't know if you can hear it. My internal exhale, and it's like, yeah. So I can hopefully lose some fat muscle in my face, especially around my belly, and especially around my thick thighs. I don't know if it's more genetic or whatever, but I just want to lose like maybe 6 pen size. Go down to 40 waist. Especially I want to get a nice little leather jacket that would fit me, and yada yada yada. And especially going on an airplane, those airplane seats suck. There's a reason why Kevin Smith didn't do airplanes for a while, because he was a fat fuck. And when he, lost all that weight, and had a heart attack, that's one thing. And I think he also started going back on planes, and those planes, you have to have the right weight to take off, and those seatbelts only go so far. I think they go to maybe a 36 waist for a guy, and I kind of want to slim down so I can fit my fat ass in a seat, and maybe go out to California, wink wink, maybe go back to Vegas, or even take my fat ass to a cruise. So yeah, so everything, it was really good experience, but this shit, it's like, it really is this, it's going to be a test. I don't know really a good analogy that anybody would probably know. I guess it would be like, I don't want to say like Noah wandering in the desert for 40 years. I'm not that great. Even though I'm more of those damn heinous, with the golden calf. I'm more of those guys. But this is one of those things, slim down. Slim down, maybe, who knows, some young chick may take some interest in me and be like, yeah, Joe, look at that bod, that this is one thing. I have a belly, but I hear a lot of girls go on their dating profile, I want a person with a dad body. Well, okay, I got a dad body. I got a nice dad beard going on, but not slinging anything else at me. But yeah. So I guess I'm lost for words. I guess that means we're out of time. So I guess until next time I'm able to do this, pray, like always, play something pretty for Stella, and just have fun. Be safe out there, folks.